You wake up tired, even when you slept enough. You know you're capable of more. Yet your life doesn't reflect it. It's not a lack of intelligence. It's not bad luck. It's a lack of mental discipline. Most men aren't failing because they don't want success. They fail because their minds are constantly under attack by comfort, distraction, impulse, and emotion. You start strong, then drift. You plan, then hesitate. You know what to do, but you don't do it consistently. Over time, that gap between knowing and doing eats away at your confidence. The Stoics saw this problem long before modern distractions existed. Marcus Aurelius warned that a man who cannot govern his own mind will always be ruled by external forces, not by enemies, but by moods, cravings, and reactions. An undisciplined mind creates an unstable life. This video is not about motivation, it's about command. Command over your thoughts, command over your reactions. Because when you discipline your mind, success doesn't need to be chased. It follows. 1. Discipline. Is doing what you hate consistently. Discipline is not about intensity. It's not about feeling inspired. It's about showing up when every part of you wants to quit. Most men misunderstand discipline because they confuse it with motivation. Motivation feels good. Discipline often feels uncomfortable. Motivation asks, do I feel like it today? Discipline answers, this gets done, regardless. And that difference determines whether a man builds a strong life or keeps restarting the same goals every few months. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself every morning that getting out of bed was not optional. He wrote that he was rising to do the work of a human being, not what felt pleasant, but what was necessary. The Stoic understood something modern culture avoids. Growth happens in resistance, not comfort. If you only act when conditions are perfect, you will remain average. Think about the moments that actually shaped you. Not the easy days, not the wins, but the days you didn't want to show up, and did anyway. Discipline is forged in those moments. When you train your body while tired, when you focus at work while bored, when you hold your standards even when no one is watching. Each time you act against your impulses, you strengthen your authority over yourself. You teach your mind who is in charge. The undisciplined man negotiates with himself. He delays, he makes excuses. He tells himself tomorrow will be better. The disciplined man does not negotiate. He decides once and obeys his own decision. That obedience builds self-respect, and self-respect is the foundation of confidence. Stoicism doesn't ask you to suffer for no reason. It asks you to choose meaningful discomfort over meaningless comfort. There is a difference between pain that sharpens you and pleasure that dulls you. One builds a life, the other slowly erodes it. Start small, but make it non-negotiable. One task per day you complete, whether you feel like it or not. No debate, no delay. It might be a workout. It might be focused work. It might be waking up earlier than you want. The task itself doesn't matter as much as the message you send your mind. I do what I say I will do. Over time, that message compounds. Your mind stops resisting. Discipline becomes your default, not your struggle. This is why discipline precedes success. Not because it guarantees results, but because it builds the man capable of handling them. Talent without discipline collapses under pressure. Discipline without talent still moves forward. Remember this, your future is not built on your best days. It's built on the days you don't feel like trying and do it anyway. 2. Control the mind, not the outcome. Most men exhaust themselves chasing results they don't fully control. They obsess over promotions, money, recognition, and timelines. And when outcomes don't arrive fast enough, frustration sets in. Discipline breaks down. Confidence erodes. Stoicism begins by cutting through this illusion. Epictetus drew a hard line between what is within your control and what is not. Your thoughts, decisions, effort, and standards belong to you. Outcomes never fully do. When you tie your sense of worth to results, you hand your peace to forces outside yourself. This is why so many capable men feel constantly tense. They're disciplined in bursts, then discouraged when the world doesn't respond on schedule. The Stoic approach is colder and far more effective. You don't control success. You control preparation. You don't control approval. You control integrity. You don't control the outcome. You control the process. Think about any area where you've stalled. Work, fitness, finances. The problem is rarely effort. It's misdirected attention. When your mind is locked onto outcomes, you rush. You cut corners. You react emotionally to setbacks. But when your mind is disciplined toward the process, setbacks become information, not personal attacks. You adjust without drama and continue forward. Marcus Aurelius warned against being pulled apart by imagined futures. Anxiety is the mind attempting to control what it cannot. Discipline, in contrast, anchors you to what is immediately actionable. One task, one decision, one correct move, executed well. A disciplined mind asks different questions. Not, is this working yet, but did I act according to my standard today? That shift is everything. When you measure yourself by effort and execution, consistency becomes possible. When you measure yourself by results, consistency collapses under pressure. This doesn't mean you stop caring about success. It means you stop worshiping it. Success becomes a byproduct of disciplined behavior, not a demand you place on the world. And paradoxically, that detachment makes you more effective. Calm minds think clearly. Desperate minds rush and sabotage. Here is the practical shift. Replace outcome goals with process commitments. Instead of "I need to succeed," define "I will execute this routine daily." Instead of "I must win," define "I will train to my limit today." Track what you control. Ignore the rest. This is how discipline stabilizes the mind. You stop swinging between hope and disappointment. You become steady, reliable, dangerous in the quiet way. The Stoics understood this well. Control your judgments and you reclaim your power. Control your actions and progress becomes inevitable. Control your mind and outcomes lose their ability to shake you. Remember, success follows discipline because discipline removes emotional volatility. When your mind stops begging reality to cooperate, reality has no choice but to respond over time. 3. Emotional discipline is the highest form of discipline. Most men don't fail because they lack intelligence or skill. They fail because their emotions hijack their actions. Anger makes them reckless. Fear makes them hesitate. Ego makes them react instead of think. Stoicism teaches a hard truth. If you cannot control your emotional responses, you do not control your life. You may believe you're making rational decisions, but in reality, your moods are quietly steering the wheel. One insult can ruin your focus. One setback can derail a week of progress. An undisciplined emotional life turns small events into lasting damage. Marcus Aurelius wrote that you don't suffer because of events themselves, but because of the judgments you attach to them. Between what happens and how you respond, there is a space. That space is where discipline lives. Most men never enter it. They react instantly, defending their pride or escaping discomfort. Emotional discipline is not suppression. It is command. It is the ability to feel without obeying. Think about how often emotions cost you ground. A careless comment pulls you into an argument. A rejection triggers doubt. Pressure leads to impatience. In those moments, the problem isn't the situation, it's the speed of your reaction. The faster you react, the less control you have. A disciplined mind slows the moment down. Pause. Name what you're feeling. Choose your response deliberately. This simple sequence separates strong men from reactive ones. When anger arises, you don't explode or deny it. You observe it. When fear appears, you don't retreat automatically. You question it. When ego flares, you don't perform. You regain composure. Modern life constantly tests this skill. Work environments reward emotional reactions. Social media amplifies outrage. Relationships trigger insecurities. Without emotional discipline, your attention gets hijacked daily. And once your attention is gone, discipline collapses everywhere else. Stoicism trains you to see emotions as temporary impressions, not commands. They pass if you don't feed them. Each time you resist reacting, you strengthen your inner authority. Over time, your mind learns that impulses don't decide your behavior. You do. Here's the standard Stoic protocol. When you feel triggered, do nothing for a moment. Breathe slowly. Ask yourself one question. Is this within my control? If it isn't, release it. If it is, act calmly and precisely. No performance, no emotional excess. This is how men earn respect without demanding it. Emotional discipline gives you composure under pressure. Others may raise their voices. You remain steady. Others panic. You assess. Calm becomes your advantage. Understand this. No external achievement can compensate for emotional chaos. Wealth won't save you. Status won't stabilize you. Only discipline over your internal state creates lasting control. Master your emotions, and you remove the easiest way life can knock you off course. When you are no longer ruled by reactions, nothing and no one can derail your direction. 4. Discipline beats motivation. Every time. Motivation is unreliable. It rises when things are going well. It disappears the moment resistance shows up. A man who depends on motivation will always be inconsistent. Most men wait to feel ready before they act. They wait for the right mood, the right energy, the right circumstances. Stoicism rejects this entirely. The Stoic does not ask how he feels. He asks what the moment requires. Discipline exists precisely for the days motivation is absent. Seneca warned that the unprepared mind collapses under pressure. Motivation prepares you emotionally. Discipline prepares you structurally. One fades, the other holds. This is why motivated men start strong and quit quietly, while disciplined men move forward slowly but relentlessly. Motivation is emotional. Discipline is mechanical. Discipline removes decision-making from the moment. You don't debate whether to train, work, or reflect. The decision was made long ago. The action is automatic. This is not rigidity. It is efficiency. The fewer choices you leave to emotion, the more consistent your life becomes. Think about the areas where you stall. It's rarely because you don't know what to do. It's because you negotiate with yourself daily. Should I start now or later? Should I push today or rest? Each negotiation drains mental energy. Discipline eliminates that drain. Stoics built routines not to trap themselves, but to free themselves. A fixed structure protects you from your weakest moments. Same time, same place, same action. When the environment is predictable, the mind stops resisting. Motivation spikes when results appear. Discipline holds when results are invisible. And most progress happens in that invisible phase, when nothing seems to change, when no one notices, when quitting would be easy. Discipline carries you through that quiet middle where character is built. This is why discipline outlasts talent. Talent waits for inspiration. Discipline creates momentum. Momentum creates confidence. Confidence compounds. Here is the Stoic approach. Design your day so discipline is unavoidable. Reduce friction. Prepare your tools in advance. Decide your standards once, then obey them. You don't need heroic effort. You need repeatable systems. 10 minutes every day beats 2 hours once a week. Consistency beats intensity. Structure beats emotion. Marcus Aurelius didn't rule an empire by chasing inspiration. He ruled by duty. He acted according to principle, not mood. That same principle applies to your work, your body, your relationships. Understand this clearly. Motivation makes you feel good. Discipline makes you dependable. And dependability is what creates real success over time. When discipline becomes your default, progress becomes inevitable. You stop starting over. You stop searching for energy. You move forward even when you feel nothing at all. That is power. 5. Remove distractions, not add more effort. Most men don't fail because they lack effort. They fail because their attention is constantly fragmented. They push harder, but in the wrong environment, and no amount of effort can overcome a distracted mind. Modern life is designed to steal your focus. Notifications, endless content, noise, opinions, and constant availability keep your mind reactive. You try to discipline yourself inside chaos, then blame yourself when you can't sustain it. Stoicism offers a simpler solution. Subtract before you add. Marcus Aurelius warned that your life is shaped by what you give your attention to. Attention is not infinite. Every distraction you tolerate quietly taxes your discipline. Over time, your mind loses the ability to stay with one task, one thought, one objective. You don't become lazy. You become scattered. The disciplined man protects his focus aggressively, not by working longer hours, but by removing what drains him. Most productivity advice tells you to do more. Stoicism tells you to eliminate what weakens you. When you remove distractions, discipline stops feeling like force. Focus becomes natural. Effort becomes efficient. Look at your daily habits. How often do you interrupt yourself? How often do you allow others to interrupt you? Every interruption resets your mental state. You lose momentum, you lose depth, and depth is where real progress lives. Shallow attention produces shallow results, no matter how many hours you put in. The Stoic solution is intentional reduction. Fewer inputs, fewer commitments, fewer voices in your head. When the mind is quiet, discipline doesn't need to fight for control. It already has it. Start with one subtraction per day. Mute unnecessary notifications. Limit exposure to people who drain your energy. Create time blocks where you are unreachable. This isn't isolation, it's preservation. The Stoics didn't withdraw from life. They withdrew from mental clutter. They understood that a man who cannot guard his attention will be ruled by whatever is loudest. There is also a harder truth. Some distractions feel productive. Endless planning, consuming information, talking about goals instead of executing them. These give the illusion of progress without the discomfort of action. Discipline requires cutting those too. When you remove distractions, something uncomfortable happens. Silence. And in silence, you're forced to face your resistance. That's why most men avoid it. But that silence is where discipline grows strongest. No stimulation, no escape, just you and the task. Over time, your mind adapts. Focus becomes easier. Cravings for distraction weaken. Discipline stops feeling heavy because you've removed what was constantly pulling against it. Remember this, discipline isn't about pushing harder. It's about protecting your attention. When your focus is undivided, effort compounds naturally. Eliminate what steals your mind, and you'll be surprised how little force is required to move forward. 6. Discipline creates identity. Identity creates destiny. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your identity, and identity is built through disciplined action, not intention. Most men see discipline as something they use temporarily. They try to be disciplined when they want change, then relax once things improve. Stoicism sees discipline differently. Discipline is not a tool. It is a way of being. Repeated action shapes how you see yourself, and how you see yourself determines how you act when no one is watching. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself that character is revealed in what you do habitually, not in declarations, not in motivation, in repetition. Each disciplined act is a vote for the man you are becoming. Each excuse is a vote against him. Identity is powerful because it removes internal conflict. When you see yourself as a disciplined man, action no longer feels forced. You don't debate whether to train, work, or hold the line. That's simply what you do. Discipline stops being a struggle and becomes alignment. The opposite is also true. When your identity is weak, discipline feels exhausting. You're constantly fighting yourself. One part wants comfort, the other wants progress. That internal split drains energy and creates inconsistency. Stoicism resolves this by collapsing the split. You act first, identity follows. Think about the men you respect. They don't talk about discipline, they embody it. Their standards are visible in how they move, speak, and decide. They are predictable in the best way. Reliability becomes their reputation. Here is where most men go wrong. They wait to feel like a disciplined man before acting like one. Stoicism flips that order. You act like the man you intend to become, especially when it feels unnatural. Identity is not discovered, it is trained. This is why small daily disciplines matter more than dramatic changes. Grand gestures fade. Small rituals compound. Waking up on time, keeping your word, finishing what you start. These are not impressive individually, but together they create an unshakable self-image. Once identity solidifies, destiny begins to follow. Opportunities align with the man you present consistently. People trust you, you trust yourself. Momentum builds without effort because your actions reinforce who you believe you are. There is also a deeper Stoic layer here. When your identity is rooted in discipline rather than outcomes, you become resilient. Success doesn't inflate you. Failure doesn't destroy you. Your worth is anchored to character, not circumstances. Build one daily action that represents self-respect, not for results, for alignment. Ask yourself each morning, what would a disciplined man do next? Then do that, even if it's uncomfortable, boring, or unglamorous. Especially then. Over time, your mind stops arguing. Identity settles, direction becomes clear, and destiny stops feeling random. Discipline builds the man shapes the life. 7. When the mind is disciplined, everything else follows. Most men try to fix their lives from the outside in. More money, better status, stronger image. They chase structure in the world while their inner world remains chaotic. Stoicism reverses this completely. When the mind is undisciplined, every area of life becomes unstable. Work feels overwhelming. Relationships become reactive. Finances fluctuate with emotion. You're constantly adjusting, explaining, recovering. Not because life is unfair, but because your inner command center lacks order. A disciplined mind creates internal order first, and internal order always expresses itself outward. Marcus Aurelius ruled an empire surrounded by war, betrayal, and uncertainty. Yet his writings reveal a man focused not on controlling the world, but on governing himself. He understood that when the mind is steady, circumstances lose their power to destabilize you. You respond instead of react. You choose instead of drift. Look closely at what discipline has already done. It stabilized your actions, it sharpened your focus, it clarified your identity. Now comes the compounding effect. When your mind is disciplined, your decisions improve automatically. You waste less energy on impulse purchases, emotional reactions, and short-term relief. Your time becomes intentional. Your habits align. Progress begins to feel quieter, but stronger. Success stops being something you chase. It becomes something that accumulates. This is where many men get confused. They expect fireworks, sudden breakthroughs, external validation. Stoicism promises none of that. What it gives instead is leverage. Quiet leverage. The kind that builds over months and years, not moments. Your career benefits because you become dependable. Your finances improve because impulse loses control. Your relationships strengthen because you're emotionally regulated. Not because you're trying harder, but because you're no longer sabotaging yourself. A disciplined mind doesn't panic under pressure, it simplifies. When problems arise, you don't spiral, you break them down. When life pushes back, you don't collapse, you adapt. This composure is rare, and the world responds to it. There is also a subtle shift in how people treat you. Men who are disciplined don't need to demand respect. Their consistency earns it. Their boundaries are clear. Their presence is grounded. Others feel it, even if they can't explain why. And perhaps most importantly, peace follows. Not comfort, not ease. Peace. The peace that comes from knowing you can trust yourself, from knowing you will act correctly even when things are hard, from knowing that no external event can fully destabilize you because your foundation is internal. This is the Stoic promise. Not a perfect life, but a governed one. A life where success is a consequence, not a fixation. Where order radiates outward because it already exists within. Fix the mind, and the rest aligns. Not instantly, not magically, but inevitably. When your inner world is disciplined, the outer world has no choice but to follow. 8. The discipline that holds everything together. Discipline is not a phase. It is not a challenge you complete and move on from. It is the structure that holds your life together when motivation fades. If there is one truth Stoicism leaves you with, it is this. You do not control the world, but you do control how you meet it. Every principle you've heard so far points back to the same center, mastery of the mind. Without it, effort scatters. With it, progress compounds. You don't need to become extreme. You don't need to isolate yourself from life. You need consistency where it matters. Discipline gives you clarity when others panic. It gives you restraint when others react. It gives you direction when others drift. This is why Stoics never promised an easy life. They promised a strong one. A life where you are not at the mercy of impulse, emotion, or circumstance. A life where you can be trusted by others, and more importantly, by yourself. Start where you are. Choose one discipline. Make it non-negotiable, not to impress anyone, not to chase success, but to build self-respect. Over time, something changes. You stop negotiating with weakness. You stop looking for permission. You move with quiet certainty. And from that certainty, results begin to appear. Not because you chased them, but because you became the kind of man they follow. Stoic philosophy is not about controlling life. It is about controlling yourself. Discipline your mind, and everything else will fall into its proper place. Everything you've heard in this video leads to one simple truth. Your life will never be more ordered than your mind. You don't need more motivation, more information, or a new version of yourself. You need discipline. Quiet, consistent, internal discipline. Stoic philosophy never promised comfort. It promised clarity. It taught that when you govern your thoughts, emotions, and actions, you stop being dragged through life by impulse and circumstance. You become steady, reliable, grounded, and from that inner stability, progress begins to compound. Discipline is not about becoming rigid or cold. It is about becoming free. free from emotional swings, distractions, and self-sabotage. When you discipline your mind, you no longer waste energy reacting to what you can't control. You invest it where it matters: effort, character, and action. Start small. Choose one habit, one standard, one promise you will keep to yourself every day, not because it guarantees success, but because it builds self-respect. And self-respect is the soil where all real success grows. Remember this Stoic lesson: you cannot control outcomes, people, or the world. But you can control your response, your focus, your discipline. That is enough. If this message resonated with you, take it seriously. Apply it quietly. Let discipline shape your days. Over time, you won't need to chase success. It will follow.